Mr. Davis, you're a major influence on the career of P. Diddy. Have you spoken to him since the federal raid? You're a major influence on his career. Have you spoken to Sean Combs? Any comment, Mr. Davis? What do you make of the allegations against P. Diddy? Any comments about Diddy? He credits you as one of his mentors.
Right? If you're a woman, everybody's bullshitting you to try to get in your pants. Like it's constant bullshitting. So you have to figure out, well, who's actually bullshitting me and who's just being nice and who's being nice but kind of bullshitting, just slowly playing this game. You ever heard of the definition of a gentleman?
No.
It's a patient wolf.
Okay, yeah, all right.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they loved me and, just turn their back on you.
Joe Rogan just lifted the lid on what Diddy allegedly did to a young Justin Bieber at one of Clive Davis's parties. Word is those private moments behind closed doors left scars that can still be seen today. And this story has the streets looking back at everything through a completely different lens. And it's landing differently. Before we go any further, let's take it back for a second. Diddy and Clive Davis had one of those legendary meetings that changed everything in the industry. Clive was the gatekeeper, the man who could open doors or leave them shut. Diddy showed up young, ambitious, with a huge vision, but without any real influence yet. Word is that meeting wasn't only about music. It was about connections, opportunity, and learning how the business really operates. Clive allegedly recognized something in Diddy and handed him the keys. But those keys allegedly came with a cost. The kind of cost that defines how a man carries himself for the rest of his life. Word around town is Clive got involved with a young Diddy and DL. People still remember that interview where Clive openly spoke about being bisexual.
About that decade, because this was the decade where you were really struggling with your sex. And in your book, you reveal that you are bisexual. Why did you wait so long, Clive, to make that public?
Well, first of all, I was only turning to bisexuality after my second marriage failed, so that it was not an issue through my life. Neither of my marriages were affected. I was totally attracted to women. When the marriage failed in the mid-'80s, I opened myself up to the possibility that I could have a relationship with a man as well as the two that I had with a woman. I felt it was private.
Diddy picked up the rules early, learning how to control, influence, and keep young talent close in ways that served the machine. One of those young stars Diddy kept around, Justin Bieber. Yeah, the streets have been talking about this one. People have been going back to older clips that resurfaced, showing Diddy with a young Bieber.
When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Now, fast forward to that Clive Davis party where young Justin Bieber was allegedly brought into the mix. Bieber was only 13, fresh out of Canada with all the viral attention surrounding him.
Critics will say that you are basically a product of marketing.
Okay.
That when it comes down to it, it's all the YouTube hype, it's all the attention you get online.
Okay.
Do you see yourself as a product of marketing hype?
I think that everything happened organically. It wasn't something that the record label was pushing. Coming from Stratford, Ontario, it basically gave others like hope because I come from somewhere that nothing really comes from there.
Wait, Lloyd Robertson has come out of Stratford, Ontario and been famous. He anchors the national news on CTV.
I'm just saying there hasn't been somebody to come out and be known worldwide.
Okay.
Do you agree on that point?
Well, it's hard to say because
I think Lloyd Robinson is known in in a little town in Germany?
Probably not, because he anchors the national news in Canada. So you're saying you got international appeal. That's the point you're making?
Usher brought him into the industry. And before long, he was standing in rooms alongside powerful figures like Diddy. That night at the Clive Davis event allegedly established the tone for everything that came afterward.
It followed.
Me plus you, I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. One time when I met you, come on. Wow.
I ain't mean to stop you like that, but this is only a tease. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Island Def Jam recording artist, Justin Bieber. It's getting ready to go down. Just so you know, we're in the studio right now working on it. Get ready, because it's going to be big. Ain't that right, Justin? That's right. That's
Diddy
right. So
showed particular interest. Old clips have resurfaced of him boasting about spending 48 hours alone with a young Bieber, talking about things they couldn't openly discuss, calling it every young person's dream. Back then, people brushed it off. Today, it hits much harder.
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
We're going crazy.
Crazy.
Think about what that level of access can do to someone that young. Bieber was allegedly pulled into environments where the lines between right and wrong became blurred. Private sessions, wild gatherings, situations number 13-year-old should have ever been around. Whistleblowers like Ollie Carter have been extremely vocal about those kinds of gatherings. According to Ollie, this didn't begin when she was an adult looking for attention. She says it started while she was still underage. She's claimed the foster system she entered failed to protect her completely. Instead, she alleges that certain foster homes were directing young individuals toward powerful people. And Diddy's parties were allegedly one of those destinations. Not as guests or entertainers, but as party favors.
I never thought that we would see the day where Diddy would get arrested, and I told you guys in that Maria Z interview in 2021 that no one tells on Diddy. P. Diddy. Alright? Just the same way nobody tells on Denzel Washington. Trafficking over the border was for who? Child Protective Services is your supplier. Is anybody going to talk about that? The immigrants that are coming across the border, that all those that they were just scooping up out of boats and out of the water, they're now coming in and they're throwing them right into the system. Aurora, Colorado, Springfield, Ohio. Where do you think all those are going?
Bieber's emotional breakdowns years later, struggles with trust and public exhaustion. It doesn't feel like ordinary fame pressure. It feels like something much deeper from those early days around Diddy, the way he gradually cut off important people from his circle.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you. I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
The way he got choked up talking about protecting Billie Eilish from certain experiences. Protect her from what exactly? That weight don't come from regular industry stress.
I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything.
The way he became emotional while talking about wanting to protect Billie Eilish from certain experiences. Protect her from what exactly? That kind of burden doesn't come from ordinary pressure in the entertainment industry.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you. I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm I'm just a call away.
Rogan saying what Bieber allegedly went through was enough to send him into a downward spiral. He's been breaking it all down even further. Says Bieber was allegedly exposed to DL, nose candy, and even started moving recklessly.
Like an aura to you everywhere you went. People wanted to see you. 50-year-old men don't give a fuck about Justin Bieber. No disrespect. He's a great guy, a great singer, but he's like young girls. For young girls, that guy's unbelievably famous, but he's been famous since he was a little kid. I'm like, when people hear about him going crazy, right? Amazing. When people hear about him going insane, I'm like, of course he's going insane. Justin Bieber had a post the other day on his Instagram talking about all the that he did when he was younger and how much it f***ed him up. And now he's got a relationship with the Lord, and he's got, he's married, and he's trying to be a normal person.
Yeah.
But he's struggling with the fact that he was insanely famous when he was a kid.
That's not something I would, I like seeing people become successful, but that's not something I would wish on somebody.
No.
Now, Joe Rogan, right in the middle of it all, exposing how these environments allegedly changed young talent forever. Bieber allegedly picked up something else at those freak-offs. It gets even worse. Diddy allegedly exposing multiple celebrities to serious health issues. Usher facing lawsuits from individuals claiming they caught something from him. Something he allegedly picked up at those parties with Diddy. Usher denied any wrongdoing, and the legal battles eventually disappeared from the headlines. But now people online are revisiting those old lawsuits and questioning whether the connections between certain industry figures go much deeper than anyone ever imagined. French Montana with those oiled-up birthday clips, looking far too personal. And who could forget that viral clip of Diddy telling French, "We're going to make some magic tonight." The two stayed close. Diddy even called French his brother.
Women who talk in bed. Really?
It's not how you play the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a turn on. Somebody talk to you.
No, it's just talking.
No,
talking dirty.
No, talk.
Talking is in the category of talking dirty.
Is it a
let me explain something to you. There's no rules in talking dirty. There's no rules in talking dirty. I don't want to be with a. That's not my thing. I want her to talk. I'm very clear. Thank you. Amen.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Good morning, buddy. How are you feeling today? Just Sully, we right here, baby. We gonna make some magic tonight?
YK Osiris with the beach vacations and massage moments, plus a photo of Diddy on that same island. Baby mama getting caught up in messy situations, followed by very public breakdowns afterward.
They always want you to, what these rappers, all these singers, all these big rappers y'all look up to, they always tell you what the good part about, but they never tell you what the bad part. And that's crazy, man. Yeah, they got all this money, but they dealing with emo spirits. They dealing with killing themselves. They dealing with, man, come on, man.
Meek Mill with the matching outfits and unusually close moments. Then there's that clip of Diddy calling Meek daddy on camera, which people laughed off at the time, but now it all seems much stranger.
Strange.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Joe pointing to that Vegas birthday party Diddy threw for him. Not even on his actual birthday, but perfectly timed with the major fight weekend, when the whole city was filled with heavy hitters.
Happy birthday, God. Happy birthday.
Dancers moving throughout the rooms, substances circulating, the atmosphere growing increasingly reckless behind closed doors. By the time everything ended around 3 o'clock in the morning, the property manager stepped into complete chaos. Broken bottles, stained bedding, and signs of wild activity that left blood in places nobody wanted to explain. Y'all remember that leaked tape? When that audio later surfaced, the one people claimed came from inside one of those environments, Meek immediately denied it, called it fake, blamed AI, and said bots were trying to bring him down. He went on rants about being a voice from the trenches that powerful people wanted to silence. Later, he publicly called himself part of the No Diddy gang, but people weren't buying it. They're looking at all the pieces of evidence lined up.
Yo, Sal, what's up?
Yeah, y'all already know how we playing out this real life.
Real life.
Nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you
Talk
heard?
that shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
And then the public breakdown afterward. Dude couldn't take it anymore. Joe saying the pattern is obvious.
Clear.
I'm at a point in my life, like, we all grew up in the streets. And we try to be better, but they labeled us felons, sent us back to jail. I had to fight against that the whole time.
No, it's Meek Millie though. Like I'm going out on Halloween trying to get lit. I'm in the roads
I'm
chilling,
about to
man.
rap
Like,
though. I'm about to rap.
oh, you a cop and you rap? Fuck that, man. They tried to block me up and take me away from my kids for no reason.
I'm about to rap, guys. Don't even trip. I'm about to rap.
You don't even want to hear the rap.
But no, I apologize for that. But
No, tell the captain and them no. They did me dirty, embarrassed me in front of the
I'm
whole
sorry,
club.
it's not always for everybody though.
Hold on. Hey, why you trying to cover your hat now, though, man? We all seen it.
You don't gotta.
We police sometimes.
Oh, but
You don't gotta cover your head.
no,
You good?
listen, y'all. A lot of people don't like the cops, but we really do be saving people, okay? And it be other people calling on other people.
If they get hit up, they gonna call 911 and they gonna jump in that cop car. They like the cops sometimes, man. They be alright.
But we do our best to protect and serve. I don't know what they did to you that day. That wasn't me, but
Yeah, that was wicked though. They tried to take me away from my whole family, and I've been getting people like doing reform, trying to change laws. I ain't even want to go out that night from dumb shit like that. It's a Halloween
where was you
party.
at? You was at Harbor?
Diddy
Yeah.
moving recklessly, while young talent ended up paying the price. Clive completely distancing himself from Diddy after the scandals came to light.
Hit.
A lot of people are curious about the status of P. Diddy.
Status of what?
P. Diddy. Diddy.
Puppy. The status of Puppy.
What do you make of that situation? All right. No comment from Clive Davis on P. Diddy. Mr. Davis, you're a major influence on the career of P. Diddy. Have you spoken to him since the federal raid? Have you spoken to Sean Combs? Any comment, Mr. Davis? Any comments about Diddy? He credits you as one of his mentors.
Now, if Diddy allegedly did this to a young Bieber at Clive Davis's party, what else allegedly happened during those private sessions? That's the question getting the streets talking. As one user put it, he's the devil. Another wrote, Clive been with those men. Then another user bluntly said, this is evil man number one, where the whole group starts with these old bastards. The same way Diddy allegedly was influenced under Clive Davis. He allegedly influenced a young Bieber. Bieber at 13 getting that one-on-one time. The emotional struggles showing up years later. It all seems to trace back to those early days around Diddy at events like Clive Davis's parties. The mentorship narrative sounding carefully planned, those private sessions allegedly leaving scars that later surfaced through Bieber's personal struggles. Diddy allegedly using those environments to influence and reshape young talent. The same way he allegedly operated with other well-known names. The pattern seems obvious. Bring them in young, give them access, expose them to things they're not prepared for, then leave them carrying the burden while the powerful remain protected. Now, the story continues to grow. Folks, this entire situation shows just how deep the industry runs. Powerful men like Diddy allegedly creating circles where young individuals end up paying the highest price. And this isn't only about one party or one young artist. It's about a system that pulls talent in early, exposes them to dark environments, then acts surprised when they struggle years later. Now, the hard-hitting questions remain. Did those alleged private sessions at Clive Davis's party really change Bieber forever? What actually happened behind those closed doors that left lasting marks on young talent? And why does the industry keep shielding the powerful while the younger ones carry the heaviest burden? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our next video on the end screen.